Good afternoon and welcome to Game 2 of this Bellarine Storm triple header. It'll be the state championship men taking on the Sunbury Jets in the opening round here. Bellarine Storm coming off what was a entertaining win last night against the Camberwell Dragons. Well, the Sunbury Jets had a bit of a rough start playing against Hume City, losing by 50 points. So Sunbury will be out and looking for redemption after last night. My name is Hugh Moore. I'll be shortly joined by Courtney Strait, who's just finishing up after just playing. But certainly exciting times here in Big V basketball. The two imports here for the Storm, Malik McKinney and Kerry Richardson, put on a show last night for the Storm fans. And it'll be interesting to see how they go tonight. Kerry Richardson, 26 minutes yesterday, put on 31 points and 8 rebounds in just under 27 minutes of action. Well, Malik McKinney chipped in 23 points and 7 assists. Now I'd like to welcome Courtney Strait into the booth. Sorry to rush you.
It's all right.
After what was a very nice win by our state championship winner, taking that to 2-0 for the weekend and for the season. But Courtney, we're in for a very interesting matchup tonight. Obviously, we saw the potential highlights that will come from this season for the Storm. I was speaking to Kerry Richardson before, and he said, I'll give you something else tonight. So who knows what we could get from him, while the Sunbury Jets probably got off to not the start they really wanted. Going down to the Hume City Broncos by 50 points. So a big game for them this afternoon. Obviously, import Brian Gladden led the way for them last night. 13 points for him. Gladden recently playing in Portugal and Ireland. Also played Division 1 college for Georgia Southern. Courtney, how hard is it to come off losing by so much on a Saturday night and then having to back it up after seeing the team you're playing on Sunday have such an outstanding game?
I suppose it's going to be one of those scenarios where you have to have a short memory. Like, as much as you can dwell on it and, let that bring you down, you have to have that short memory in these quick turnaround weekends, because it can lead to a lot more. If you let that drag on and you kind of have that post-game hangover, that's the last thing you want starting your season in Big V. So I think the best advice here is flush it. Take a few quick fixes, quick items that you can change, and roll from there.
The other, not talking point of this game, but interesting point of this game, Ben Robertson up against his former team in round 1. So certainly a big matchup for him. Looks to be mutual respect between the players. Starting lineups for both teams: Max Cos, Ben Robertson, Liam McInerney, Malik McKinney, and Kerry Richardson for the Jets. And for the Jets, it will be Josh York-Fraser, Jeremy Wagg. Oh, that's wrong. The numbers are all wrong.
They are wrong.
They are wrong. We will get you Sunbury's starting lineup in just a second, as the ball contested out of court early. Malik McKinney, year 2 in Big V. First year was with the Broncos. Starting lineup for the Jets: York-Fraser, Marshall, Ragg, Gladden and Kirkman. Wayward pass from Robertson is tipped out of court. Will stay with the Storm. 5 on the shot clock. Very decent crowd here for a Saturday afternoon.
Love it. It's Sunday, by the way.
Oh, I'm really on one today. Max Coles late in the shot clock. Had to let it go. No luck. Offensive rebound. Goes to Ben Robertson. For a Sunday afternoon when air show's on. Wade comes up with the steal but throws it away. Spoke about it earlier, but Kerry Richardson stuffing the highlight reel last night. Dunks, ankle breakers, threes, showing.
You want it, you had it last night.
Oh, as Max Cos lets one fly from deep. In his first game of Big V basketball, first game in Australia. Certainly put on a show, so exciting times in Big V basketball. So Marshall will get the Jets into a set. They find Kirkman. He'll hand it off to Wag. Rag downhill, lost control. Cos will come up with the scraps. Fast break, this is what we need to watch for. Richardson tried to go up with one hand, no luck. York Fraser goes the other way. Hard into the ring, no luck. York Fraser's second year with the Jets. Last year averaged 24 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists for the Jets. And so Robertson used the on ball with Richardson. A pass for McKinney won't go.
A little disjointed so far.
Just a little bit. No score yet, 2 minutes in, and neither team sort of really getting a good offensive look. So far, York Fraser goes hard against Robertson. And then comes away with a steal, and York Fraser's hyped up early in this game. And that is York Fraser you are hearing.
Definitely gets a lot of his momentum for his team from his vocals, you know?
As Maxi Cos answers back with 3 of his own to open the scoring for the Storm.
Good to see Max get one to drop here early.
Kirkman, floater, no good. Richardson comes up with the rebound. The Storm will look to get out early. Nice little move there from McKinney.
Why not?
Cos. Trying to find his groove. McKinney under the ring. Will get the basket to go. There'll be a foul on the play. It'll be on number 24. Cooper Kirkman, his first. McKinney will head to line for one more. So definitely a bit of feeling in this game.
100%.
Some very big personalities in both teams. McKinney at the line for one more. Will get it to go. Storm take the early lead, 6-2. Kirkman splits the gap. Nice little floater. Won't go. McInerney couldn't control it. Tried to get it back, no luck. So they'll reset it with Marshall. Gladden looked a bit lost there in the offense. He's going to have to shoot it. No luck.
Pretty good defensive possession there for Storm.
Richardson, floater on the baseline, won't go. So back into that offensive lull as York Fraser, transition 3, no luck. Richardson had the ball and then lost control, so it'll stay in the Sunbury Jets front court. Kirkman on an island, let that fly and he'll make the Storm pay. He was left wide open on the 3-point line.
Defensively so far, the Storm are a bit quiet. I'd really like to see somebody pick up the defensive intensity, especially just with their vocals, just being a bit more talkative out there.
And it just, even on the offensive end,
Yeah.
we saw last night when the ball doesn't stick with the Storm, it's the offense is smooth. They get the good looks, they get cutters. Right now, it just feels like the ball's a little bit sticky. It's not whizzing as much as it was last night.
And I will say, as a difference from Camberwell last night, Sunbury's definitely picked up the pressure earlier in the half court, so they're being a lot more aggressive, getting out to things, and Bellarine definitely have to do a little bit better job adjusting to that. So getting through their offenses quicker and not letting it stick is going to be really big early.
Kirkman, and a big part of this game early, steps back. They miss the ring. So Cos out on the fast break, 4-on-2. McKinney lays it up from the three-point line. Puts 2 more points into his bank for tonight. York Fraser looking to get into his work early. Nice 3 with a hand in his face. So both teams going back and forth at the moment. York Fraser up to 5. McInerney has his pass picked by Kirkman. McKinney will have to work hard for it. Bragg does a good job to end up with it. Ladden gets to the ring and he'll make those 2 count. Foul will be called on number 24 for the Storm, Liam McInerney. Sending Gladden to the line for 1 more. There'll be a substitution for the Storm. We'll see Cos and McInerney check out. And Jack Terrell and Louis Varley for their first minutes of tonight's match.
So yeah, like I said, just building on that, Sunbury's definitely upped their game in terms of physicality and aggression in the half court. So Bellarine definitely have to step up, be a lot more secure with the ball, and really look to move it a little bit quicker.
I don't know about you, Courtney, but it just feels like right now as McKinney gets to the basket down the other end and gets his own and one. It just feels like right now, Sunbury have more energy in this game. They're a lot more up and about. We obviously saw York Fraser quite energetic, quite vocal early. They just feel like there's a lot more talk from them right now than there is from the Storm.
Yeah, I would agree. And it's thankfully one of those things that's a super easy fix.
So McKinney got to the basket. Marshall a bit upset with the previous call. So there was a basketball that nearly made its way onto the court. York Fraser getting into his work. And again, there's that energy from York Fraser. He's currently just giving this Jets team the energy. Terrell wide open. Can't get it to go. Gladden with a big rebound. Marshall will find York Fraser, and oh my God, Josh York Fraser is having a quarter. Up to 11 points. We've still got 4 minutes of play left. As Malik McKinney got his defender turning. Lost him. And so both teams really providing some highlights. Great read there from Richardson in the passing lane. As McKinney ended up not getting the pass. Oh, he checked. Wow. York Fraser. What can't this man do right now? Robertson gets his former teammate on the ground. No luck on the finish.
It's going to be one of those scenarios, too, just like Carey was going off last night. When you have a player that's hot from 3, you've got to take something away. So make him prove that he can consistently finish at the rim. So as close as you think you are, it's still not close enough because he's still going to make it with the hand in your face, so you have to push him off the line.
I do apologise if you may have heard the background noise of the profanities there. Just York Fraser just having a quiet little chat with the spectators. So Robertson will get the first to go. And get the second to go. So definitely a bit of feeling in this game now. McKinney got the job on. York Fraser does a good job to stay in front. Kirkman looking to work his way underneath. No luck. Marshall got his defender in the air. Tosses it up over his head. A little bit of a circus finish from Marshall. Richardson, slow it up. Robertson against his former team. Attacks, gets to the ring. Slicing and dicing. Up to 4 points for him.
Really nice move. Poised, saw he had a defender that had slower feet against him. Nice fundamental crossover for the finish.
And we spoke about in the women's game is Kirkman for his third three of the quarter. Sorry, second three. Gets it to go. We spoke about the women's game that basketball is such a game of runs, and whatever team can sort of string a few baskets together and stops on the other end. It's Terrell. No luck. Kinney tried to touch it back in, and Gladman comes up with the scraps. And look at this. Numbers everywhere for the Jets. Marshall can't convert, though. So Terrell and York Fraser fight for it. McKinney's going to have to push. Just snuck over. Back to the runs. Obviously, if you can string three baskets together and get a couple of stops, it just changes the game up a little bit. The momentum swings in your way. Your defense start to get a little bit rattled.
100%.
And right now, it just feels no team has really sort of found that run. It's obvious.
I was going to say not yet, and especially like on the back of a doubleheader weekend, those type of extra effort plays or just getting through screens or having that little extra bit of communication when you're tired can make all the difference.
As Kerry Richardson opens his scoring account for the game.
And I was going to say, I'm going to call it out now. I think Kerry has a mismatch here, just speed-wise. So maybe look to attack that.
Substitutions for both teams on that last play. York Fraser's shot won't go. McKinney will have a break. We'll see Garcia check in for the first time. And Kirkman for the Jets will check out. And Dylan Cheney will check back in. As
5 seconds?
5 seconds?
Yes.
5 second call on the plate. So, a minute 20 to go. Referee's just letting the players play a little bit in this one. York Fraser guarded by Varley. He's been on fire this quarter, and he won't continue. 14 points in the game so far. So, the Jets last night. Tough matchup against the Hume City Broncos. A bit of a delay in the game. I don't really know what Jack Terrell was asking about, but play will resume. So saying the Jets beaten by Hume City by 50 points as Terrell, no luck on the three. Massive rebound from Richardson and one. And again, Kerry Richardson starting to warm up. Still, like we said last night, hasn't broken a sweat.
Not really.
And he's just starting to find his groove, starting to pick up where he left off.
And I like that Jack Terrell is continuing to look for those open shots because that was really good ball movement and just really nice basketball. Coming up the screen, low person rises up for that kick because Terrell's defender was sinking in for that help. So really like the movement and ends up with 2 free throws here for Bellarine.
And it just feels right now that neither team not taking poor shots, all taking the right shot as Richardson must have got that in.
He did.
Gets his and one to go. Zalakos checking in for Ben Robertson as York Fraser creates some space. And he's up to 17 points for the quarter. That's right, the quarter. Garcia with a bit of a wayward shot, but we'll get the foul, and that'll be on number 11. Nathan Marshall.
Veteran move there. He knew that the contact had already happened, so fling it up there, let the referee do their job.
Substitution. Nathan Marshall will have to make his way to the bench. 2 personal fouls, and we'll see Zach Martinez check in. Garcia will get the first one to go. So pretty even first quarter, 28 seconds on the game clock. After the 2 Garcia free throws, 2 points the margin. So Rag finds Martinez for the instant impact off the bench. Cheney and Richardson got tangled up, so Richardson comes in late. Varley. And there's an offensive foul on the play. Called on Louis Varley. I believe explanation for that one was
A push-off?
a push-off. And York Fraser, ball in his hands. The man has been on fire this quarter, and what an entertaining first quarter it has been. It'll be the Jets with the slightest of leads over the Storm, 25-27 on the back of Josh York Fraser, 17 points in the first quarter. And I mean, if you coach Bugenhall, you're not upset at the moment. Obviously, York Fraser, you cannot miss.
Right.
The Storm did a good job to get a hand in his face. They were doing a good job to get over the screens, and he was just making everything.
Yeah. And I think adjustment-wise, it's not going to be like a super difficult, like we have all these facets we need to change. Right now, Sunbury is doing their most of their damage on the three-point line. So we need to be sure that we are playing shooters off the three-point line, getting ready to contest straight up vertical on the rim, and then having that second help. So they have had a few opportunities where we closed out well and stopped the driver, but then they had the kick out on the opposite side for open threes. So be mindful, know who we need to run off the line, A, and then B, be ready on that second level of help for those kickouts.
And if you coach Buggs, what's the game plan for the rest of the game to stop York Fraser? We saw it a little bit in your game. Are you doubling him when he catches the ball on the 45, or are you ISOing him and putting your best defender on him?
I think the idea was right with Malik guarding him. The only thing is, on a ball screen, they need to squeeze him a lot more. They just give him the slightest of gaps, and he's going to take it. So looking forward, when he is calling for that ball screen, you're going to hedge up hard, make sure he uses it and has to go over on if you're guarding him. But then if you're guarding the screener, you really need to squeeze and be sure that your hand is up and he doesn't have that open look, so he has to get rid of it.
Like we said last night, though, Big V, it's only early, so still plenty of time, and a team who loses by 50 points the night before will be out for blood and out to looking to make a statement to the league that they're not here to play around. So, but the Storm, a 2-0 start to the year would be huge, especially with a brand new group this year, or a three-quarters brand new group.
It would sound pretty nice to go 5-0 at home for Storm on the weekend as well.
It would sound fantastic to go 5-0. But still, three-quarters of state championship men's action before that can happen, and straight away the Storm wasting no time. Richardson tried to get to the ring, no luck. And it looks like Garcia might get the job on York Fraser. Looks like he's almost face guarding, trying to take him out of the game. So that'll be a matchup to watch, as Martinez goes into Cheney against Richardson. Nice back down from the big fella. Maybe the tallest man in state championship men. Oh, Zalikos gets his defender in the air. Can't make him pay, though.
Although I will say Howie yesterday was very tall as well.
Howie was.
That's going to be a huge matchup when Camberwell plays Sunbury. Battle of the Giants.
As Varley does a good job to get his hands in the way and hustles to get the ball back in. just has a little chat. Oh! As Richardson might have just been slightly pushed on the way up there. Coach Buggs will just question that. But the Jets will come the other way. Kenderis, they'll move it around. Wag will find Martinez. Nice pass inside to Cheney. He'll look to go to work again. Fading. Richardson will come up with the long rebound. All the way, gets fouled and won. And I'm yet to see a big celebration from Kerry Richardson.
Calm, cool, and collected. I like it. And I really like that he went into the body of the shot blocker. A lot of people think you need to do the opposite and you need to get away from them and create space. In reality, if you create contact yourself and then look to finish, you're more likely going to get positive results.
Substitution on the play. Dylan Cheney will check out. And Cooper Kirkman will check back in as the free throw won't go. York Fraser will look to push the floor quickly. He had Kenderis with him. No luck on that one. Trail 3 for Varley. No luck. And they'll reset. Garcia now with the ball in his hand. They'll bring it right up to the top. Into Richardson. Did have the mismatch of York Fraser. Garcia going to work in the key.
Really nice cut.
It's 2 more points, and just like that, scores are level.
All the attention was on Kerry there with the double team. Perfect opportunity. Your guy doesn't have eyes on you. Cut. Get to the rim.
York Fraser just lost a bit of that heat he had in the first quarter. Rag cutting to the rim will be fouled by Zalakos. That'll be his first, sending Rag to line for 2. Yet to score, but 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals for him. This is the first. Question for you, Courtney. Malik McKinney about to check back into the game. Does Garcia stay with York Fraser, or do you send McKinney to? Do you send McKinney to him? Does Terrell check out for McKinney?
I think it's going to be one of those scenarios where whichever direction he runs down the floor, either Malik or Seth is going to match up. If it's not broke, don't fix it, and both of those guys have had success so far, so I keep doing my best to let those two take the matchup on.
Richardson had to fight hard for that shot. Zalakos comes up with the offensive rebound, and the Storm take the lead.
Good body control there, too. Really poised.
Up by 31. Garcia with the matchup. Does a good job to stay with it. I mean, Garcia...
You have to live with that one. Yeah,
Garcia
100%.
couldn't have done any more on defense. But he answers back down the other end.
Why not?
Seth Garcia working on both ends. And we'll have a quick timeout here from Coach Nathan Haywood and the Sunbury Jets. So scores all leveled up. 3 minutes gone in this second quarter, and York Fraser slowed down a little bit, but now it's just a bit back and forth between these teams. There's starting to get a few words exchanged, and the energy's really starting to be lifted in this game.
And we've got a good crowd on hand today, you know, from both sides coming down the highway.
Not a far drive from Sunbury, I think it's only about an hour.
I'd call it an hour 20 if we're talking all the way down the peninsula. But regardless.
Oh, yeah, I drew forget we're on the other side of the bay. Also considering that the air show is on over the other side of the bay, so certainly a decent crowd. So, yeah,
great start to the year in terms of fan engagement, and hopefully we can just continue that all the way through finals this year. We've got a lot to back this year, a lot of exciting players to follow, and yeah, it's great to see the community come out.
And I mean, State Champ Women's set the tone early for the program with 2 big wins this season so far. Obviously a massive win over the runners-up last night. And then beating the Sunbury Jets this afternoon. And it was good to see Bridget Rettstadt after what was, you call it a dusting off the Cobwebs game last night. She found her groove, and I'd hate to say it, but she's back in Defensive Player of the Year form.
Oh, 100%. And it was unfortunate timing-wise, but we were supposed to have a practice game a few weeks ago, and then it ended up falling through. So that was Bridget's first real hit out that wasn't a practice. So, yeah, exactly right. You give her some grace. She gave herself some grace, too, and look what happens. You don't take it personally. You move on to the next play, and she ends up with having one of the best output of the game.
We were speaking about that last night, about that adjustment period of new players who come from overseas to play here. It's that sort of 1 or 2 games as York Fraser dances on Zalakos. Ball is contested. Could have been a 50-50 call to stay with the Jets. But that adjustment period of sort of 1 to 2 games, just getting into the groove in a new country. So you get 2 more points there from Cooper Kirkman.
I like his pace. He plays at his own pace. He has that slow down finish. He'll shoot it even if your hand is up. So far, I'm really liking it.
Zalakos will definitely be an offensive foul. Just hooked his way around his defender. So that'll be his second foul, and the Jets will have the chance to extend their lead again. Just 2 points at the moment. York Fraser, after 17 points in the first quarter, just 3 so far in this 4 minutes.
It's going to be one of those scenarios where as long as the shot is contested, that's really all you can do. Get as close as you can without fouling, and you have to live with the result.
Garcia all over his matchup, but Marshall will make them pay with 3 more of his own, and the margin back out to 5. Again, game of runs. Whatever team can sort of get it going, as Zalakos stuck up the top with no one to pass to. Find Garcia. Nice dump in from Garcia. As that should have been potentially a goaltending.
It 100% was. It bounced off the backboard first. You're not allowed to hit it after it hits the backboard.
Gladman coming the other way, thought he got fouled, and Richardson on the break. Nice little slow up there from him to get 2 more points.
I suppose the basketball gods kind of had their way with that one.
And the energy is high in here as Gladman underneath is fouled by Zalakos, and intensity just lifted a little bit here as Zalakos will have to take a break. That'll be his 3rd personal. And we'll see Robertson and Koz check in. Varley will have a break as well. So this game's certainly living up to what it was going to be. Frustration starting to set in. As Gladman misses the first. Just 2 points for him so far this game. 4 rebounds. Second will go. Margin out to 4. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Garcia getting shifty with it, and the floater. Seth Garcia starting to have an impact in this game. Up to 8 points, pardon me.
It's just the classic scenario there of don't stop unless someone makes you stop. He took a little hesitation, they backed off of him, finished with the floater in the middle.
Gladden under the inside, guarded by Richardson, does a good job not to foul, and the Storm back the other way. McKinney dancing, finish at the ring. And it's all tied up yet again, and no team can really take away with this game as Kirkman dances to the ring. Oh, Gladman tried to put it back with a dunk, but just so much as a finger roll, and McKinney, don't know what he was really doing there, but first one misses, he'll grab his own miss and get a putback, taking him up to 15 points for the half. And Marshall, thought about it, no luck Robertson back in the game. That's another rebound. And again, Courtney, we're back to that first quarter back and forth between these teams. Energy lifted. Cos stopped by Marshall. Good job to get in front. Robertson rattles that one home. Ben Robertson showing his range. Will take him up to 7 points so far.
I liked that offensive possession from Robertson too, because his first look was to try to get a tough turnaround, and he got stuffed defensively. What was his next instinct? Relocate.
As Ben Robertson looked like he almost slipped on the first step, but manages to save it, draw the contact and the finish.
It's one of those scenarios too where, like I said, he relocated for the closeout finish, and then immediately down the floor the next possession, defense has to respect his three. They step out. What does he do? Blow by and finish. So really good reads by Ben.
The foul will be on Cooper Kirkman, and we will have a timeout here. And it just feels right now that the Storm starting to sort of get in front with this game. We've seen 2 big possessions from Bevan Robertson, but I hate to say it, a run of 6 points, it just doesn't feel like it's enough in this game.
Definitely not.
We've seen the Jets get out to a decent margin, and then the Storm just come right back at within a minute. The biggest run so far by the Jets. That's the wrong game.
I will say too, as strong and potent as Sunbury's offense is, it's going to be one of those scenarios where it's going to come down to defense and stops.
Sunbury's biggest run so far this game is 6, the Storm's 7, and it's been back and forth. 4 lead changes so far. So only the biggest lead being only 6 points. So neither team really getting into a big lead. But as you said, Courtney, this game feels like it's going to be whoever can play the best defense.
100%. And in past games you'd see last year for Storm, we're going to see if we can outscore you. We're going to do our best to put it in the ring as many times as we can. We're going to outscore you to win. But this year, I think there's just a bit more intensity, and I don't want to jinx it early, but just the legs they have and the athleticism, really, it draws their game towards being a lot more two-dimensional, offense and defense. So seeing if they can really step up and finish the quarter here strong would be really good to build that momentum.
3 minutes to go in this second quarter. Marshall, they move the ball around. York Fraser in the corner. 3 is short.
And you have to live with that. Ben had a good contested hand up in his face. You just have to live with it.
So McKinney and York Fraser, match up to watch. Cos, deep 2. Won't go, and York Fraser with the rebound. He'll kick it ahead quickly to Marshall. Finds Gladden. Nice little move from Gladden. Fakes one way, goes the other way. And 2 more points for him. He's up to 7. McKinney and York. McKinney blows by, but the pass is no good to McErney. Kirkman running the floor. Terrell does a good job to get in front. I believe there might be a flop warning on the play. And right now, Sunbury getting their hands in the right places at the right time. As Kirkman ends up on the floor. Gladden with the mismatch. Is smothered on D.
Uh-oh.
He's out. A little bit of a court awareness there from York Fraser. Didn't know where he was and stepped out of court. There will be a flop warning on Jack Terrell. So a bit of chaotic basketball here at the moment at Storm HQ. Substitution, we'll see Cooper Kirkman come out and the tall timber Dylan Cheney check back in. McKinney finds Cos on the far side, gets his defender in the air, draws a contact, That's a smart play from Max Cos.
Really good decision. And with York Fraser's clearly athletic, but he just doesn't have the height that some of the other players have. So when he contests shots, he has to leave his feet. Otherwise, it's almost not as strong of a contest. So really good decision by Max to get him in the air and take what they gave him.
York Fraser's first foul. Cos will make the first. 4 points for him so far. Robertson just looks like to be reminiscing with a few of his former teammates. See Richardson off for a break and McInerney back in. York Fraser goes inside, finds Daly, who gets his scoring account open. A little bit of a applied pressure here. Massive screen from McInerney. Cos in the corner, 4-3, will get it to go.
And I love that early ball screen in the backcourt for Bellarine. It really freed up Malik. He was able to attack the space and then find an open shooter.
Storm, equal highest lead of the game, 7 points. Cheney does a good job to pick it up. Terrell does a great job to stop him. And Terrell's just going to need to just watch himself a little bit, getting White vocal. There'll be a warning on the play.
And I will say, too, last game and today, he's a little bit undersized as a 4, but he really holds his own physicality-wise, and he really hits the boards hard.
There's Marshall underneath. Missed the first one, but got fouled on the rebound. Foul will be on Jack Tyrrell. So 54 seconds to go in the half.
Another high-scoring one as well.
Very high-scoring one. 97 points for the first half. Marshall will kick it up to Gladden. He'll find York Fraser. Cunning, dicing to the ring. Will get it to go. Cos again left in the corner. Back-to-back threes. And the Storm now have the biggest lead of the game. As in 8. As Coach Haywood pleading for an unsportsmanlike, but it'll fall on deaf ears. A great vision there from York Fraser to find his big man out ahead.
And it's one of those scenarios where Bellarine got Sunbury quick on that pass ahead for an open shot, and then we didn't get back quick enough. They flipped the script, did the same thing to us. So hopefully looking to string together baskets and stops.
So Cheney misses the first. It's 32 seconds on the game clock. 8-second difference. So you'd expect the Storm to try and use the full shot clock. McKinney finds McInerney. Rare 3 from Liam McInerney. Retzel gets it up to go. And that'll be his first 3 points of the game. Sunbury will get the final shot of the quarter. It's in Marshall's hands at the moment. Creates some space. Guarded by Robertson, former teammate. Nice cut. Oh, what a dish from Jeremy Ragg to Cheney. And that will be the end of an entertaining first half. It is the Bellarine Storm with the lead, 58-50. And I mean, if you're not doing anything else this Saturday afternoon, I'd suggest you stick around. Oh, I've said it Saturday again. Sunday afternoon. This is going to be a very entertaining second half. York Fraser leading the game in scoring, 22 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Malik McKinney for the Storm, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. But we'll head to a quick halftime break. We'll be back in about 7 minutes. Storm lead the Sunbury Jets 58-50. Good afternoon and welcome back to this Sunday afternoon state championship men's matchup between the Bellarine Storm and the Sunbury Jets, and it has been a entertaining back and forth first half of action. It's the Storm with the 8-point lead over the Jets, 58-50. A few more here with Courtney Straight. Courtney, what are your thoughts on the first half? Obviously quite entertaining, quite a bit of chatter between both the teams. What's there to expect for this next half?
It's hard to shoot at this high of a level all the way through the game. If one team does it, they're probably going to be the one that ends up on top. But if, when tired legs kick in a little bit, they have to look to their second and third options in the offense, it's going to be about who can buckle down and execute those little things the best. So angles on screens, sprinting up to screens, separating, relocating, and then defensively, getting those little things done that you don't want to do when you're tired. So in all honesty, if the shooting stays the same, it's going to boil down to who wants to get stops more.
Obviously both these teams on the back of double headers. Sunbury Jets played Hume City last night in what was a very different looking game to this afternoon's game, losing by 50 points to the Broncos, while the Storm started off their season in high-flying fashion, beating the Camberwell Dragons by 18 points. We spoke about then, Courtney, that the team's shooting at very high clips at the moment. Storm currently shooting at 55% from the field, while Sunbury still shooting at around 42%. So definitely not bad for a first half of action, but fatigue will definitely become a big thing in this second half, especially in your players who, like York Fraser, who played big minutes last night and hasn't had a break yet tonight. So
that's big time.
Certainly plenty of action to come. Bellarine Storm make their way back out in the court. Their lineup for the second half will be Robertson, McKinney, Tyrrell, Cos and McErnie. We wait for the Jets to make their way out into the court. As we said, this past off-season has been a big one for the men's division. Obviously a lot of moving, a lot of changes, especially in this Storm team. 6 brand new faces into the program.
And speaking of changes, it looks like we've got Carrie Richardson on the trainer's table behind the bench. So
great
possibly something developing there that we'll keep our eye on for you guys.
We'll keep you posted on that. Doesn't look to be in too much discomfort over there. Sunbury will start the half with the ball. York Fraser gets his defender in the air. They go straight inside to Kirkman. Picks up where he left off in the first half.
I like that duo. They move well together.
Kirkman, 12 points for the game so far.
Now let's see if Storm can shoot their way out or pass their way out of this zone.
Cos attacking 2 defenders, dived on the ground for the ball, no luck. York Fraser, heaps of energy early. Marshall, no luck from deep. Just the 3 points for him tonight. McKinney, pressured by York Fraser. Option wasn't open, so had to go back. Great defense then from Marshall. York Fraser out, transition 3 is up, and is good. And he is feeling himself right now. And the margin cut back down to 3 within the matter of a minute.
And you can see early, Bellarine's pace has really changed when attacking this zone. The ball is sticking a little bit more. It needs to get to paint touches and then kickouts.
McErnie for his second 3 of the night. Won't go. And we so often speak about moving the ball and not allowing the ball to stick. And that is exactly what the Sunbury Jets are doing right now. They are just slicing and dicing their way through this Bellarine defense. And just like that, it's back down to a 1-point game. It just feels right now the Bellarine offense yet to fire this half. So as the Jets will come the other way, chance to take the lead. York Fraser. I think he went a little bit too early on the celebration there. Can't get it to go. Coles tried to go baseline. Good defense by the Jets. McKinney. McInerney with the big offensive rebound. Can't get it to go. There'll be a foul on the play. It'll be on number 11, Nathan Marshall.
And it's not that Sunbury is clogging the lane at 100%. Like, nobody's physically going to do that. Right now, Bellarine are just content a little bit with moving the ball around the perimeter a bit too much. You just saw Malik get success when he carved his own space a little bit in the middle of the zone. And hopefully you see Bellarine Storm players take note of that and look to attack feet and really get themselves in the paint, get a jump stop in, and then look to finish or drive or kick.
McInerney, the 2 free throws are good. Do you just feel right now that the Storm are a little bit passive on offense? There's not as much aggression, let alone you look down the other end and the Jets, any gap, they are attacking it on the first bounce.
Yes.
Let alone the first half, we sort of saw at the Storm, it was push the floor and find the gaps. As Kerry Richardson's come back in the game, but doesn't seem to be 100%. Looks a bit uncomfortable moving. Cos quick fire 3. No luck. Kirkman. No luck. Richardson and Rag fight for the rebound. Rag comes up with it. Marshall will reset the plate. Nice dish in 2. Byron Gladman. And that's going to lead to Coach Hughes calling a timeout. But just developing story in this game is Kerry Richardson. Just seems to be nursing what looks to be a leg injury. No confirmation there, but quite sore on the past few plays. And Sunbury are right now breathing down the back of the Storm's neck in this game after they were trailing by 8 points at the start of the half. They are trailing by now just 1. And it just, like we said before, it just feels like, again, Sunbury have all the energy right now, have all the intent, and the Storm are just a little bit passive, just wanting something to come to them.
Yeah. And it's one of those things. It's not going to be like they have to reinvent the wheel, but also, you know, the ball can't just move around the perimeter when you're in a zone. You have to attack the gaps. You have to either flash from behind to the middle to look for those little dump down passes, A, or B, attack feet. Because as much as you can move the ball around the perimeter, you're not making the defense move, and you're giving them really what they want, which is to just stand with their hands up.
And is that something where you bring a player like Seth Garcia back into the game? Obviously, in the minutes he's played, he was very aggressive to the ring, looking to score. I believe in 8 minutes of play, he's 8 points all around the ring as Robertson, a bit too heavy on the shot, a bit too heavy on the second shot. Can't come up with the rebound. But do you bring a guard like Garcia in just to change the tempo a little bit?
I would say you either bring in a little bit of a reinforcement there, or you stick with what you've got, but look for our post players to flash more and create more opportunities inside and then out.
McInerney. 1 from 3 from the three-point line so far tonight. Jets on the last possession took the lead. It just feels right now the game slowly falling into the favour of the Jets. Gladman attacks McInerney. McInerney just a bit too heavy on the defence, so he'll pick up a foul. It'll be McInerney's third personal. Substitution for the Storm. We'll see Malik McKinney check back in and McInerney check out. And also see Martinez check out. And Kenderis for the Jets check back in. Gladden at the line for 2. 9 points for him so far, make that 10. And what would have been the message from Coach Hayward? Obviously, this morning, away game, you've been beaten by 50 points the night before. What's the message as a coach coming into a game like this?
I would say, honestly, as much as you try to flush it, you also focus on this is a completely different team and a different matchup. The lineups are different, the matchups and the plays are different. Your style of play is going to match against theirs a totally different way. So as much as you can, try to flush the bad and back yourself with the good things that you bring to the table.
As that 3 from Ben Robertson gave the Storm back the lead.
And he had a few words to say to the bench as well.
He did have a few words to say to the bench. Former team 2024. And so the Jets come up with a defensive stop. Kirkman trail 3. And I hate to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, but the bank is open here on the Bellarine on a Sunday.
His face was
Robertson.
One of surprise, which was very funny.
Looked for the answer back, no luck. And so the Jets. Marshall, deep 3. No good. Kirkman, massive rebound. And Kirkman is causing heaps of problems for the Storm right now. Three from Varley, no good. Robertson, hit under the ring, no foul. But McKinney in there for the offensive rebound.
And despite the fact that the bucket came on a second chance opportunity, the fact that Ben didn't settle for an outside shot and took it to the rim, tried to finish off 2 feet, it leads to opportunity. So just another good example of attacking feet on closeouts.
So just Coach Hayward just pleading with the refs that he reckoned Malik McKinney should have been teched after that. He just tossed the ball back to the ref.
I see.
So don't really know what's going on, but we're still waiting for play to resume. And it will resume. So scores back to level. 6 minutes gone in this third quarter. Not many stoppages. Only the 2 fouls for the quarter. So both teams playing very clean defense and some very clean offense from Kenderis, who opens his scoring account for the game. Robertson, guarded by Kenderis. There's Richardson, finds Varley, finds McKinney. Looking to create space. Marshall does a great job on D. They fight for the ball. And Kenderis is out late, early. As everyone from Sunbury pleaded for a goaltend, and then down the other end, there'll be a bit of a frustration foul there from Kerry Richardson. There'll be an offensive foul. That'll be Richardson's first foul of the game. Do you call a timeout now as a coach, Courtney? Obviously, both teams a little bit fired up, a little bit of emotion starting to creep into the game. Obviously, back of a doubleheader, bodies are probably tired. Do you call a timeout to settle the troops, or do you let them try and sort of sort through it on the court?
I'd say if it gets any more dire than, you know, a bucket or 2, it's a good opportunity to try and change the momentum and cool the Jets off a little bit, for lack of a better term.
So there's a travel on the play. So right now it just feels like the team that can sort of steady the ship and keep a level head right now will be the team that'll succeed.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
As York Fraser gives a little dance as he makes that 3. And the lead is back out to 5. Robertson attacks the middle. Floater is well short. We'll have substitutions for both teams. We'll see Seth Garcia check in for Max Cos. Nathan Marshall checking out for the Storm, for the Jets, pardon me. And I believe Byron Gladden will check back in. York Fraser snaking through the offense and getting 2 more points. And right now, Storm on the back foot. Sunbury fingerprints all over this game at the moment. Robertson throws a pass to Richardson, but York Fraser comes up with the steal. They kick it ahead. Oh, massive block from Malik McKinney. This Rag might have copped the back end of the Malik McKinney block, and so Byron Gladden will check out. We'll see Dylan Cheney check in. 2 minutes to go. 7 points the margin in favour of the Jets. Massive turnaround in this quarter as players, bodies everywhere. It'll stay with the Jets. Just looking over at the Storm bench, the energy very low at the moment. A lot of heads down, a lot of arms crossed, not much sort of energy. Same on the court. So just the energy shift has sort of gone away, and the Jets are all up and about at the moment. As York Fraser tries to go up and under. But he'll pick up the foul.
And I think, too, the positivity and that good energy comes from good possessions offensively. Maybe the past 2 or 3 possessions, they had to settle for a few shots. That doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth. So hopefully Storm can get the ball moving and get some positivity out of it.
And does it feel right now that they're not going through, oh, that one will hurt, as York Fraser gets the basket, gets fouled and finishes. Does it just feel like right now the Storm are not using their full time on the offense? They're sort of looking to score in that first 8 to 10 seconds of the shot clock.
Yes.
And they're not using the full shot clock, let alone Sunbury are coming down, they're getting themselves set up, they're using as much time as possible.
And adversely, they're also getting much more success in transition. So regardless of what defense Sunbury comes out in, I think Bellarine have to do a much better job of attacking with pace.
So Sunbury with their biggest lead of the game, was their biggest lead of the game. Kerry Richardson answer back and just stem the bleeding a little bit. But man on fire, York Fraser. 32 points for him so far, and that's what's also going to hurt you. No defensive rebounders. Nice little dish in from Cheney, but he can't pick it up, so it'll go in favour of the Storm. And again, game of runs. You want to come into the halftime break, quarter-time break, pardon me, with the run in your court. Nice little dish. Oh! Kerry Richardson meets Dylan Cheney at the rim.
He said he had something for us.
He did say
he did not lie.
And McKinney gets the rim, meets the contact, does a great job to finish. And I mean, we were talking about it, a game of runs, and we said the Storm really need to come into this break with a run, and a 6-0 run might be just it.
And they do have an opportunity with the 24-second shot clock. They've got a few seconds to potentially get one more look at the ring by the end of the quarter. So ideal situation here. You finish the quarter strong, you finish the possession with a stop, and then ideally you try to convert with speed at the rim as the buzzer expires.
So again, Coach Hayward conversating quite a bit with the referees. Coach Bug's not much to say so far in the contest. 6 seconds separate the shot and game clock. Kirkman spinning downhill, floater, won't go. Varley will come up with the rebound. They'll have 12 seconds to get a shot off. Garcia will push the floor, attacks the rim. 5 seconds, we'll need to get something off. Terrell for 3. That one would have sent the crowd off. Apologise for the profanity. But at the 3-quarter time break, it is the Jets with a 4-point lead, 75-71. And I mean, Courtney, that was a bit of a flip on what we've sort of seen the first half. The Jets really took control of this quarter, outscoring the Storm 25-13. So they were definitely the better team this quarter, but Bellarine did a good job at the end of that quarter just to put a little run together and bring that lead back in preparation for this massive fourth quarter.
I think, too, the name of the game here for Bellarine is not just converting against the zone, it's getting stops. Because Sunbury can't get back into their defense nearly as well off of a missed basket. So on a make, they can hustle back and they can get into that zone and they can dictate the pace of the game a lot more than if Bellarine buckles down, contests shots, gets stops, and then pushes the ball in transition. So honestly, defensive stops for Bellarine are going to be the name of the game for the last 10 minutes.
And I think the one glaring stat at the moment that sort of separates both teams is free throws. Mm-hmm. You look at the Storm currently shooting 12 of 13 from the free throw line for the game, while the Sunbury Jets 5 from 10. So certainly that's the one to watch. But then you look all the way down the bottom, turnovers. Bellarine Storm 19 turnovers to 3-quarter time. Sunbury Jets just 9.
Wow.
So there is certainly some varying aspects of this game that could play a big factor into this fourth quarter.
Absolutely, and it can go both directions. Either one team continues their ways of taking care of it, or Bellarine picks up the pressure and it goes the opposite direction, or same thing. The script could be flipped for Bellarine too.
Josh York-Fraser leading the game for scoring 33 points, shooting on 52%, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for him as well. For the Storm, it's still Malik McKinney, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. So do not go anywhere. You are about to witness an entertaining fourth quarter of basketball. It's the Storm versus the Jets, champ men, Sunday afternoon. Richardson looking to get the Storm off early, no luck. Gladden will pick up the rebound. And York-Fraser, usually looking to push the floor, will slow it down. He finds Corindus. Nice pick up there. Sunbury bench up and about, heaps of energy from players in the court. Still, I don't know, I haven't played senior basketball, Courtney, but it just feels like the Storm lacking that energy as York Fraser has quickly run off the court. So we hope he's okay. Went straight to the locker room after being subbed out. So we'll just keep you posted on that. Radin gets a hand to the pass. 8 points the margin, 4 minutes to go. Thing to point out, Courtney, no fouls for neither team.
Wow.
So
well done.
A clean, I wouldn't say so clean, but very good quarter of offense.
And there it is.
I've jinxed it. Garcia comes away with the offensive foul. Raised the elbow a little bit too high. It'll be Garcia's first personal. And so staff of the Storm looking very calm right now.
It'll be sorry, you go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say, it's going to be interesting to see how Sunbury fare right now without their top scorer and their energy giver, as he unfortunately had to...
Oh, he's back. He's just appeared from the locker room. Looks to be okay. Varley throws it away.
Looks like it was just a quick bathroom break.
I think it might have been a quick bathroom break, and Coach Haywood will call a quick timeout with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this fourth quarter, and the Jets with a handy 8-point lead. And I mean, we can't deny the fact that York Fraser is putting this Sunbury team on his back.
100%.
After what was a very different result to last week. So York Fraser 38 points.
And especially in the second half, I really think he's done a good job of like changing up his finishes. Okay, he's hit some really tough three-point shots. Give him credit for that. But also there have been a few chances where he did feel squeezed a bit by Bellarine, and he was able to slip between defenders, split two, and finish over top or finish at the rim. So he's done a really good job of reading the game.
And I mean, a credit to his three-point shooting, 50% from the three-point line in this afternoon's affair. So 27 points of his 38, pardon me, are from beyond the arc. So he's certainly been an absolute pest to this Bellarine defense, but it is a display of excellent basketball. And so out of the timeout, he'll stay on the bench for the moment. 33 minutes played of the possible 40. And you'd say a few of these bodies are starting to wear now on the back end of a doubleheader.
Including
yourself.
Me.
3 minutes 20 to go. Anything can happen here in Big V basketball. Do not go anywhere. Plenty of action still to come as Kenderis finds Kirkman at the nail. Nice little dish inside to Rag, who's left wide open, and Varley will pick up the foul.
And another situation where Kirkman just played at his own pace. He flashed to the middle. All it took was a really strong pass fake. Bellarine defender stepped a little bit too much away from his guy. Led to an open lay-in, or an open foul, I should say.
And Kenderis, just the 4 points tonight, but doing all the little things right. I'm sure Coach Haywood very happy with his 15 minutes as his teammate Rag makes the first. And the second. 3 points for him, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals in Rag's 27 minutes tonight. Varley looking to create the space, finds Cos for 3, no luck. A rebound for Rag. Kick it to Kenderis. So double-digit margin here. The Jets in no real rush at the moment to get into their offense. Kirkman gets the gap on his defender with the floater. And it's a 12-point lead in favour of the Jets. Richardson downhill, slicing, dicing, can't get it to go. He's come up a little bit sore on that plate. Should be all right though. Gladden. 18 points for him tonight. There's Marshall. We'll find Kirkman. Nice little dish inside to Gladden. 2 tries at it, won't go. Richardson pleading with his teammates to go. Cos, another try, 4-3. And it just rolls over the ring. And that offensive slump for the Storm continues. Minute 45 to go.
Credit to Sunbury, too, for limiting Bellarine to 1-shot possessions. 1 shot only, they're boxing out, they're getting physical, they're getting high on the rim on those boards, and they're able to control possession.
Marshall, nice high finish off the glass over the top of Richardson. Substitutions for both teams. McKinney will check in, Garcia will check out, and Kenderis will check out, and we'll see York Fraser check back in. So, minute and a half of play to go, 14 points the margin. Oh, veteran play from Marshall as he will come away with the ball. So there's a foul there from Malik McKinney. Marshall just probably not warranted really.
Little extracurriculars there.
Yeah, foul will be on number 1, Malik McKinney.
But also, aside from that, credit to him for the hustle play. It's a captain's play right there.
Great play from Nathan Marshall. Just shows how much the Sunbury Jets team want the ball. And then it will be a turnover for Nathan Marshall. Backcourt violation. Great job by Cos applying the pressure. Minute 24, Courtney looks like she wants to go home and go to sleep. Not because the game's boring, because she's played 2 full games of basketball this weekend.
Unfortunate tension headache. But next play, got to stay locked in.
McKinney.
1 minute 17 left.
At the finish, just a little glimmer of hope here. As Gladden will look to waste some time. McKinney. Gladden slicing to the rim, will get fouled. And we'll head to the line 4-2. Foul on number 1, Malik McKinney. His second. We'll send the big man, Bryce Gladden, to the line for 2. Byron Gladden, pardon me. Real good with names this weekend. That's great.
We're getting back into the swing of it.
First one is good. For Gladden. 19 points, 9 rebounds for him in his first game for the Jets. Second game for the Jets, pardon me. The Jets lead by 13, 100 to 87. As Cos will step out of court. And we'll see a substitution here for the Storm. We'll see Ben Robertson check in. Lee McInerney check out. 58 seconds of play left. Foul on the play will be on number 7, Louis Varley. That'll send Sunbury to the line for 2. It'll be Varley's 4th. So Marshall at the line for 2. 7 points for him so far tonight. And missed the first. So a very emotional roller coaster weekend for the Jets. 50-point loss last night, and then what looks to be a win this weekend, this Sunday. Give them an even split for the weekend, as well as the Storm an even split. Kerry Richardson just won't go away. Nice pace as Richardson meets Rag at the ring. Blocks it off the backboard, and Marshall will just reset the play. 9 seconds on the shot clock, 34 on the game clock. Gladden worked hard for it, couldn't get it to go. Richardson will want to just cut the margin just a little bit, pass a little bit wayward. Varley. Quick trigger, bank three. Get it to go, and it'll look like Gladden will put the icing on the cake with a dunk, and the players have all stopped, but the clock doesn't run until the ball is in possession, and that will be the end of the game. As Cos and Marshall will just finish it off, but it'll be the Sunbury Jets coming away with the win this afternoon, 103-92, on the back of an outstanding performance from Josh York-Fraser, 38 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists for his team. They'll split the weekend 1-1. Byron Gladden, his second game down under, 21 points, 9 rebounds for him. Cooper Kirkman was also instrumental, 19 points, 4 rebounds for the Storm. Malik McKinney, another 20-point game for him, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Kerry Richardson, 15 points, 8 rebounds, and then Ben Robertson against his former team, 13 points, 11 rebounds. But, I mean, if this weekend's anything to go by, Courtney, we're in for a cracking season this year.
Absolutely.
Of Big V basketball. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Courtney, for jumping on again. Always a pleasure. And we will see you all next weekend here Sunday afternoon for a Big V triple header. State Champ Women tip off at 3 o'clock. Thank you for watching.